Hello, everybody. Welcome to Most Wanted Topics. I'm your host, Kevin Dennison. Along with me, Atomic Tommy Peruse. How you doing, Tommy?
Not bad.
Not bad.
It's been a weekend.
Been a busy weekend. We are broadcasting to you from our studio here in Most Wanted Comics here in beautiful Bloomington, Minnesota. And it has been a great day, though, today because the Vikings won.
Vikings won 2 in a row.
Vikings are 2-0. You know, we are feeling good. We are proud of Minnesota because we're playing above expectation.
We are. You know, it's a really good thing that Christian McCaffrey was not playing today. Count our blessings for us because we won the game.
Yeah, and Justin Jefferson got hurt, so hopefully it's not a long-term injury. But we're really happy with 2-0. It always starts off the week with a bang when the Vikings. It puts you in a good mood.
It does. You know,
football is life, and when life is good, you feel good. When you start off with a win during the week, oh yeah, got a little more pep in the step.
It's gonna be a good week.
It's gonna be a good week, and we had a great weekend. Hey, I tell you what, with everything going on, we had Tito Santana in.
We did.
The legendary Tito Santana. You know what? What a cool guy he was.
He was really cool. You can see the picture of him behind me all set up here. He was really, really cool. Told some amazing stories. Was super nice.
Yeah. And
all the fans were happy.
I didn't even know he was a hell of a football player.
He was.
And he's next weekend, he's going into the Hall of Fame down in Texas where he played football. He was a tight end. Mm-hmm. And it was just fun to hear so many stories. You know, one thing we do here at Most Wanted Comics, we try to give everybody some really fun opportunities to have some good life experiences from nostalgia. And, you know, growing up, you know, obviously I was a wrestling fan. A lot of our fans here at Most Wanted Comics are wrestling fans. Mm-hmm. So we try to bring in some great wrestlers. And boy, what stories we've heard from everybody, from Jimmy Hart, from Honky Tonk Man, from Berserker. You know, I tell you what, just from the people we've talked to, and even from like the actor, from Bill Allen from the movie Rat, just the experiences that, you know, we really encourage you. If you haven't been to one of our events, we highly recommend you to follow along and join us in our journey through nostalgia. Mm-hmm. And enjoy some of these life experiences we provide for you and the opportunities to meet some of these people, because you don't always get to see these people, and the stories they have are fun. And, you know, I got to watch this on TV, and to hear kind of the behind the scenes is so much fun.
Yeah.
And we try to give that experience here at the store. And, boy, what a fun weekend. Anyway, the signing was great with Tito Santana. We have some big announcements to make.
We do. Wow. As we've said in previous episodes, previous weeks, we keep it hopping here. Never a dull week at Most Wanted.
No, we stay busy.
Never a dull month. I mean, we have guests lined up for the next couple months here. It's crazy. You guys gonna want to stay tuned. We're gonna announce a few today. Talk about a few today.
Yeah, let's get right to it. As you know, we're always hopping here, but let's lead off with what's coming up, and then we'll get into the comics. Let's start off with this Saturday coming up. We're already coming up on this week. Saturday the 21st is Batman Day.
Batman Day.
Batman Day.
Everybody likes Batman Day. It is a national yearly holiday that we all celebrate here. DC is putting out some free stuff that we will have here at Most Wanted, and will be carried at every local comic shop, probably around the Twin Cities. So celebrate Batman Day with some free stuff. And Batman, here at Most Wanted, I know we are doing some specials on Batman.
Yeah, okay, so Batman Day here at Most Wanted Comics, of course, we have free comics to give away while supplies last. First come, first serve, one per person. So we have some free comics to give away. And then also, we're going to have 20% off anything Batman related in the store.
Yes, toys, comics.
Yeah, anything Batman related in the store, 20% off in the store. And then, of course, we'll be adding a couple extra dollar bins, just because people like to dig through our dollar bins.
Yeah.
So we'll be refilling the dollar bins and adding a couple more to that. So Saturday is going to be a really fun day here at Most Wanted Comics.
Yep.
Now, don't act. We're not going to have a signer that day, so we're going to be plenty busy just celebrating Batman Day with the anyway. October 18th in October. That is a Friday, October 18th. We have legendary Viking offensive lineman tackle, my favorite, Tim Irwin.
Tim Irwin, again, Viking into the shop. Second Viking we've had. We had earlier this year Dontarius Thomas.
Sure did.
Following it up now in October. Legendary player Tim Irwin.
Yeah, he's a Viking legend here, and man, I cannot wait to have him here. This is gonna be epic. It's gonna be fun. And then right away, because we've been doing our Tuesday night main events.
Yep.
Now, Tuesday night main events, as you can see behind us, we cover up the long boxes, and it is all card related: sports cards, gaming cards, you name it. We've got cards covering the sports covering the comics. We have all sorts of cards covering the boxes. We have Gary Trent Sr., former Minnesota Timberwolf, coming in.
Mm-hmm.
6 to 7:30.
22nd, 6 to 7:30, right before the first Timberwolf game of the year against the Lakers, which is later that night on the 22nd. So help us at Most Wanted kick off a new season for the Timberwolves by meeting former legendary player Gary Trent Sr. here at Most Wanted.
We are so excited. And then, of course, we'll leak this out now.
Yeah.
Yo-Jovember is coming up November, and on November 23rd, we're going to have the legend Larry Hama here in the store.
Yep, Larry Hama.
How exciting is that?
Very exciting. We've been working hard to get Larry Hama all year. We've been talking back and forth, trying to work something out, and we did it. Larry Hama is coming to the store.
I's have been dotted, T's have been crossed. Larry Hama's coming November 23rd for Yo-Jovember here at Most Wanted Comics. We'll be celebrating Yo-Jovember all month long in November.
Yes, we will.
And let's also circle back, too, because not only that, so Larry Hama there in October, we can't forget about our drive for Veep.
We cannot forget about the food
Stuff
drive.
a long box. Starting October 1st, we are going to you bring in a bag of perishable foods to put in our long boxes, and you get 15% off your total purchase at Most Wanted Comics.
Yep.
Can't beat that. So we want to support our Veep drive, our local food shelf here in Bloomington.
Something we kicked off last year.
Was a huge success.
Huge
we want
success,
to do it again.
and we want to try and continue that every year because we love helping the community here, especially as we get into the fall, towards Thanksgiving and the holidays. We just love to do the food drive. So come on in, bring in some non-perishable food items for Veep. And let's feed some families. Yeah,
you can do that anytime. But, of course, October 1st, we start the drive officially. Mm-hmm. So, a lot coming up on the plate, you guys. So, mark your calendars. We'll have all this stuff on the website coming up, too. We're going to get all this stuff updated. So, if you want more details, go to mostwantedcomics.com. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. And make sure, if you want to see more on this channel, make sure you like and subscribe. Smash the like button. Subscribe to this channel, please. We'd love to have your support here at Most Wanted Comics. We have the greatest fans.
We do.
We have the greatest customers, and they're a giving community, and we just love our customers. And we try to have fun, and we try to provide life opportunities. So mark your calendars for more fun coming up. Join us for Batman Day on Saturday the 21st. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun here at Most Wanted Comics. All right, with that, let's talk about what came out and what's to come, Tommy.
Yeah, honestly, to be honest, with everything that we had going on this past week, I didn't have time to read anything but Wolverine. So we're only going to be talking about Wolverine from last week. And as far as that goes, you know what? It's your average Wolverine story. It was pretty cool. Doesn't reinvent the wheel, doesn't destroy the wheel, but it keeps the wheel turning. It is a fun Wolverine story featuring Nightcrawler for a little bit. Everybody loves Nightcrawler. Wolverine fights a villain, in the forest. Here we are. It's Wolverine back again. Everybody, and Wolverine's just one of those characters where you can't really go wrong. It's really hard to screw up Wolverine.
Wolverine's an awesome character.
He's just an awesome character. Just a great story. If you're looking for, again, all this X-Men stuff that's been coming out these past few months, there's a lot to pick from, and there's a lot to maybe, look on the shelves and say, well, where do I start? What do I read? Wolverine's a good place.
There was a lot that came out this past week here.
There was a lot, but again, I really only had the chance to read Wolverine. I know there was a new Amazing Spider-Man.
There was a new Avengers.
There was a new Avengers, which it's in my pile. I will be reading that. I just haven't gotten around to it in time for the filming of this episode. As far as Amazing Spider-Man goes, though, I got to give a quick update. We are nearing the end of Zeb Wells. It's coming up. I think this was like issue 58 or something, man. We only got 2 issues left until a new writer will take over. In issue 61, it's going to be a big deal. I think the Suser and I talked about he's going to come in. We're going to do a big Amazing Spider-Man discussion because we both have a lot of things to say. I've talked about it before, but just to keep you guys posted on where we are, man. We're coming up on it. But yeah, let's talk about now what's coming up.
Hold on, one thing. Don't forget about the pesky cat. Garfield was out.
Garfield did come out.
Our favorite pesky cat.
Thing. I don't read Garfield.
Our lazy lasagna eating favorite cat. Garfield is out there at it again, being pesky. And
being pesky.
Everybody
likes Garfield. Man.
Everybody likes Garfield.
Can't
So
go
don't sleep on Garfield. That was a fun book that came out. It's for all ages. It's fun. All right, now we can move on.
Moving on to this upcoming week, we have a couple of Marvel titles coming out that I think we should keep our eyes on. First, Dazzler #1, not Taylor Swift, but Dazzler. Man, the hype for that character has just collapsed, just fallen flat on its face. But you know what? Dazzler is Dazzler, and I gotta keep an eye on that. We can't forget about Spirits of Vengeance #1. New Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider's always solid.
Ghost Rider's always solid, man. I'm telling you, gotta love Spirits of Vengeance. But we do have to talk about CGC and their ever-growing list of complaints and scandals.
Yeah, why
and
can't they get their stuff
they
together?
are
What's
involved
going
on? So for those of you who haven't heard, the newest drama they have is books being what has been dubbed bananaed in the slabs. And what that essentially means is the inner well of the slab, whether it's due to it being just heated up for too long or not sealed properly or it was too hot when it was being sealed, anything like that, the inner well, and somebody maybe more knowledgeable in the inner CGC process can probably deduce more accurately what's causing it, but the inner well of the slab is actually being bent. So usually when you look at I don't know if we can really get a good picture to show this, but usually, when a book is in a CGC slab, it should lay flat against the sort of the back of the case, against the case. The book should be laying flat inside the case, so it's not to get bent or anything while it's in there. Well, what's happening is the well that's holding the book is being bent. So it's creasing the book and curving the book inside the slab. It wasn't something that was done by the owner of the book, it wasn't shipped that way. It was slabbed that way. So the book is being curved on sometimes one end, sometimes both ends, but the book is being curved and damaged while it's inside the slab. And this is I don't know how new this is, but it's something that's been going around quite a bit recently. And it's really not good because...
Who the hell's in charge of quality control over there?
I don't know, man. But
what kind of people are they hiring?
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, it's a really big deal because, think of the kinds of books that, are being sent to CGC, right? Sometimes it's, just as simple as, a variant cover somebody really likes or a book that's really important to them, and that's all cool and fine and awesome, but other times you have really big books that are being graded on any given day. From things like Giant Size X-Men #1, Hulk 181, any big book you can think of to throw in there are being graded. Imagine what, damage you can do to these books if they get slabbed like that and somebody doesn't realize, or somebody does realize, they get sent back to them, they have to crack the case and the book is already damaged. And they have to pay again to get it re-slabbed. Now, I think CGC has issued some sort of statement on this. I don't exactly know what it says or what it was.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
so
probably,
sorry.
But
we suck now. PSA is going to take over because they're grading books now.
PSA needs a little bit of work, but it's not too far off. But
unbelievable.
But I'm pretty sure if your book comes like that, you need to pay to get it re-slabbed. So if they screw up, you have to pay again, which is really bad, really scummy. And again, it's just one of those things where it's like CGC has been dropping the ball just consistently this year.
Well, CBCS has always been close behind them.
CBCS has been close behind, and they're catching up. CBCS has done a lot of revitalizing of their slabs and of their style and how they do things.
Their grading really was never a problem. It was always the same thing with PSA was the Good Old Boy Network.
Yeah.
CGC was the Good Old Boy Network of comics. They had to be #1. Well, listen, you guys suck now. Get your shit together, get back to #1 and earn it.
Yeah.
You don't just get, hey, we're CGC. We don't give a shit. You suck now. Get it together. period.
And CGC really is becoming a lot like PSA for sports cards in the sense that the loyalty of the people in the good old boy network, as you'd call it, just are going to keep them just in business forever,
Yeah.
No matter what they do, there will always be people who will just mindlessly send to CGC. I've done it. We still have a couple books at CGC.
We still have books
now,
at CGC because it's supposed to. It's how you.
It's how you
because it
do
still
it.
gets the most in the market value. But CBCS, don't sleep on them. They're good.
And PSA is throwing their hat into the ring on comic book grading.
Yeah.
I think it was at San Diego. They had a booth and they showed people some samples of their slabs. They allowed people to give some feedback and some criticism, constructive criticism. I saw the pictures. I think they could use some work on their designs because they don't look very good.
No.
But with a little bit of work, with a little bit of effort, PSA is already a big name. They could become a big player very quickly in comic book grading.
Competition is going to make everybody better.
Yeah.
And it's okay. And CGC is going to learn that if they don't get their act together because they're just struggling right now. I mean,
And what kind of message, does it send to the collector, the buyer, the grader who's working there? What kind of message does it send to those people that CGC allows this kind of stuff and they let it go through and they let it happen and they only fix it when it's pointed out to them on social media, when they have to do it to save face? It's just one of those things where it's like, I like CGC, man. I've graded CGC forever.
We've all used it. I enjoy their sports card grading system.
Yeah. And it's just, come on, guys. How do you screw up that bad? How are you damaging the books that are placed into your hands to grade? Professionally. CGC is the standard. When we at the shop grade books, when anybody at any shop grades books, we partially grade it under the guise of we're not professionals, we're not experts. Those experts that we're talking about are at CGC. They're the people. They are the standard. They set the grade. They determine how books are graded.
Yep, and oftentimes determine the value and the price that someone's going to make on the book.
And I don't know if CGC is any more trustworthy than we are at grading at this point, So it's like, how do I know when I send a book in, I think it's X grade. Let's say I send in, an Invincible #1, and I think it's a 9.8, right? I might be wrong. Again, I'm not an expert, but how do I know if that book comes back to me in an 8.5? How do I know that something happened to it over on CGC's end? And they just didn't tell me, and they blamed it on me. They said, well, this book had this, it had spine ticks, it had creases, it had page... I looked at it. I didn't maybe see any of that stuff. How do I know that, CGC didn't damage the book?
Yep.
It's that kind of mistrust that we have now with that company, and it is really too bad.
It is too bad. I hope they get it together. I hope they come out with some. They need to take care of people now. Really go out of their way to take care of the customer now.
Yeah.
And they got to earn back some trust, We'll still use them, whatever, but and they're relying on that people are still going to use them no matter what because they still are the standard, and we get that. Yeah. But you guys got to get it together and really kind of go the extra mile and show why you're number one and be number one.
Yeah,
and that means you got to go the extra mile and do stuff. You gotta be number one, earn it.
It starts by not messing up on stupid stuff like inner well problems. Like it starts with the basics.
Yeah, just do a good job. That's all we're asking. Whatever. Anyway, that's enough on CGC. We heard there was some rumblings. We had to figure that out. But let's do some shout-outs here. Matt and JD, of course. Brian, Dan, Jay, John, Liz. I wrote it down this time. Sydney, Ryan, of course, Caleb, Jeff, Mark, and Mark. Jimmy the Seuser, Dan, Russell, Jennifer. Anybody I forgot?
I don't think so. I think he got everybody.
I think we knocked it out of the park. Yeah, so it shouldn't be anybody yelling.
Don't forget Derek.
Derek, sorry, Derek, we got you covered. Derek, we got you shout out. Thank you for reminding me. With that being said, hey, have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next time.